Well, all right, again, welcome back to the Active Self-Protection Podcast. I am yet again your host, Mike Williver, and with any luck, and with God's will, I remain.
Download the ASP Unlimited app for all the content you love from Active Self-Protection and more with no interference from YouTube. No ads, no age gates, exclusive videos, seminars, classes, and more on iOS, Android, Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, and Android TV. Hit the link in the description or download ASP Unlimited from your app store today.
Your favorite former Fed. With me today is a new friend of mine, a young man, as you can see if you're watching this. His name is Caleb. Caleb hails from... How did you refer to your hometown when you emailed me, Caleb? I can't remember what you said. Was it Mogadishu or Beirut?
I said the Brazil of the United States, Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas. That's right. Whenever
I saw that in a comment on one of the videos on the channel one day, and I was like, "That is hilarious."
Yeah,
I'm taking that.
We just, in fact, earlier today, we're taping this on January 31st. Earlier today, John and I filmed one of our badge cam videos, and it was from Houston. And yeah. I think most people have heard of the incident because there was a big accident following a pursuit, and the police got into a big shootout, and there was a civilian present, and he was able to help drag one of the injured officers, and he live streamed it at the same time.
Well, yeah, I think I saw that where you were dragging him to safety. The officer was shot in the leg, I believe.
Yes, and so we broke that one down today, and of course that was out of. That's what I do now when we do the videos. Out of, can you guess? It's either Houston or Brazil. Houston, Texas, folks. So Houston, it's kind of a running joke at this point. So anyway, thanks for coming on. I'm sorry to hear about the Texans. That was very exciting to see CJ Stroud lead the team almost past the first round. But
almost had it.
A lot of promise there. As a Commanders fan, I don't have a lot of hope anytime soon. So at least you guys have a spark. Caleb,
there's always next year.
That's right. That's what we always say. Caleb is a clerk, a retail clerk. And as we discussed briefly in our very brief pre-interview, is looking to pursue a career in something related to the music industry, maybe songwriting. So, if you're out there listening to this and you're looking for a songwriter, what sort of music were you looking to do, Caleb? Like generally speaking.
I don't really have any specific types. I like it all. I just whatever comes to my mind is what I like to put down. I'm a fan of like classic oldies. I like country. I like, I like some gospel here and there.
Right.
I like some of the newer stuff mixed in, pop, rap, and all that kind of stuff.
How old are you, young man?
I'm 22, going to be 23 in May.
All right. So I'm exactly 30 years older than you, and I'm terrified to ask what you consider to be an oldie. We're not even going to talk about it. It's probably something that came out when I was 30, if I had to guess. So
for me, oldies would be probably songs that my mom listens to because she calls them oldies. And that's why I call them oldies.
All right, fair enough.
Maybe anything from like the 70s, 80s. That'd be my oldies.
There you go. Yeah, for me, somebody sent me a meme today, by the way, that said, and this may not mean a lot to you, Caleb, but it showed a picture of the first day of MTV being on the air back when they showed music videos. It says that day is now closer to Pearl Harbor than it is to present day. And that just broke my heart and made me feel very old and feeble. All right. So at any rate, your incident happened at work. We're not going to go into any detail about where that work is. It's a retail establishment. And you did send in some video of the incident. I don't know that we're getting that on the channel, but if we do, John will reference this podcast on that video so people can circle back and listen to this. Okay. Prior to this incident, were you sort of a self-defense minded person? Were you an ASP viewer, martial artist, firearms, anything like that?
No, I've never really been like a self-defender in that sense. I'm more of I'm more of like an escape and evade, as I've heard be said on the channel. I like where was I going? I've never really been like a big fighter, Yeah. I'm sure, if it really came down to it, I would hold my own, but, I don't want to get into a scrap if I don't have to, because, people are crazy nowadays.
As they say in The Mandalorian, that is the way. Like, if you can avoid the fight, always avoid the fight, unless, there's an innocent third party who needs rescuing or something. I'm a big fan of escape and evade. Just
right
for so many reasons that we've mentioned before, especially when it comes to the criminal justice system, because you get into a fight out in the world somewhere. You never know how it's going to turn out. You never know if you're going to accidentally seriously injure somebody and end up being the one the police are looking at. If you can avoid all that, avoid all that. But your
Right.
incident happened at work. And I think it's a topic that comes up a lot on the channel, where there's someone stealing from wherever, you name it, whatever store.
Right.
Walgreens, or I think it was Walgreens, got run out of Cali because people were just going in there and wantonly stealing, filling up shopping carts with stuff, and nobody was stopping them. So it's kind of a current topic. The idea, what do we do when somebody walks in and brazenly shoplifts? Do we stop them? Do we not? And I'm not going to answer that question for anyone else but myself. For me, I think, generally speaking, I I think that I would let them go on the whole, only because I know that my employer is not going to back me up, probably, if I get into a scrap with someone, if I have a problem. But like I said, I can't answer that question for everybody. Everyone's a little bit different, and everyone has a different set of circumstances and experiences. So just kind of walk us through where you were, what time of day it was, and what did you observe exactly?
All right. So it was about like 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, and I was just working on the register as I normally do. And the guy, I didn't even notice when he came into the store, but he had been, I guess, walking around gathering the items he was going to steal. He had like a little fabric basket full of things, and then on his way out, he had a couple cases of like Bud Light beer.
Ah,
And at a certain time at night, because we have two doors that you can enter the store in with like a partition in the middle, so they're split,
mm-hmm.
and we lock the door that's farthest from the register and leave the one closest open. And so the man was waiting down an aisle watching until I got distracted with another customer and went to go make his grand escape. And he went for the door that was locked. And so when he did that, he fumbled and dropped some of the stuff he had. And I looked over, and that's when I noticed he had all that stuff. And, I always thought to myself, I wouldn't go after someone who's stealing either. But I don't know, something in me was like, I'm gonna go get one of those cases of at least one of those cases of beer from him, because I feel like I felt personally, I felt like I was being played for a fool. Like,
Right.
oh, he's waiting until I'm distracted, gonna take this stuff and he's gonna come back and do it again the next night. But if I show him, he ain't gonna get away with this, maybe he ain't gonna come back and do it again.
So
And luckily for me, he didn't put up a fight or anything like that. He
right.
just kept walking straight on and was
So
out the
what did
door.
he at some point, excuse me, the company policy, was that, as far as the doors go, was that a set thing where you lock one set of doors at a certain time of night? That's something that's normal procedure?
Yes, that's in the store policy.
Yeah, and I've noticed, I always wondered about that, because I'll go to my local Safeway at, like, 9:05 p.m. or whatever it is, and of course park my car near to one set of doors, and God and baby Jesus are like, no, you got to get your steps in. Those doors are locked. You got to walk all the way to the other end of the thing, and it's very frustrating.
Yeah.
But I need
Yeah,
the
it's
exercise.
just it's to disrupt the flow of, traffic in and out of the store.
Yeah,
It
it
only
makes sense
comes
now.
one way.
I learned something just now, so that's good. And then and if you don't mind me asking, the company policy as it relates to you stopping a shoplifter, is there one? And if so, what is that? What are they telling you you're supposed to do in this
The
situation?
the policy is for us to not confront them, but to watch them, and they'll tell us to use like to like there's like ways they'll teach us in like the training videos to try and deter thieves.
Mm-hmm.
One of them they'll say is to like go up to them and put on that customer service attitude and be like, oh, is there anything I can help you with? Is there something you're looking for, this or that? And that does work sometimes, but if they've already got merchandise, they're just going to walk out of the store and take what they have.
Right.